festival. You looked amazing, and you walked through a restaurant because you had just came back from Venice. I think you did a red eye, and that must have been a ton of fun to be up all night long. How has the ride been for you so far? The Spencer ride.
This is MongolianMindset, and today we're going to be typing Kristen Stewart. I told Madeline I would type her clone. We have typed Madeline intj, so today we'll be typing her clone, Kristen Stewart. Highly check out her typing session. We'll be using Linda Barrens Interaction styles and temperament combined with cognitive functions. Okay, we have a breakdown of all of these interaction styles and temperaments. Just click on how to find anyone's personality type playlist. The cognitive functions, we do have those broken down. We do have a master video where it just talks about all of them. We do have the in-depth video where it talks about each one by one. So if you want a more in-depth analysis, me personally, I think both styles are great. It's just more information. You'll only be better with it. So in the future, we will also be doing book reviews. I'm about halfway done with this book here. It's pretty good. So in the future, we'll be doing book reviews of the typology books, so you can figure out the best one for you and your style. Like this one, we finished this one like last week or so. Really good book. I recommend 10 out of 10. Doesn't go in as depth as this one. This is more in depth. This is more like for beginners to medium, from beginner to like average, and this is more in depth. Okay, so you need to have more knowledge. You're gonna be reading this book, but we'll be doing those, and we are still doing the free typing sessions by us. And to be a part of that, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and join our Discord. I think our Discord is gonna be one of the best. You want to say you were there when it started and you were an integral part of our success. But to get the free typing session by us, which I think we are the best, just join the Discord and go to the channel request a typing service, and then you will be forwarded to a link that has our availabilities. So and we also have game night next week, so that's gonna be fun. Is Mercy gonna be on the winning team again next week? We shall see. If you want to be part of that, you also have to join our Discord. Okay, you have to join our Discord. So let's go see what the monkeys over at Personality Database has her as. They have her as an ISTP. I've actually heard a lot of people say she's ISTP, so this is going to be interesting. We shall see. And let's look at the chart here for ISTPs. That's Christian's personality type. Direct, responding, progression, movement, journey, whatever you want to call it. Concrete, interest, pragmatic, TIFE, and SENI. If she meets those metrics, we'll call an ISTP. Okay. If she don't, we'll find her actual personality type. We know that we have typed Madeline INTJ, and she pretty much is an INTJ in every system, so that's going to be interesting. Madeline's a big socionics person.
It's been good. I mean, from jump, it's been multi-tiered. I think like the most common question in regards to this project immediately is like, so what was it like that first moment that you heard that you might like play Princess Diana? Yeah. So from that moment to me seeing you at Telluride, it's, hard to sum up. We're doing a podcast. How long do we have?
All the time you need.
It's been good. It's like, something that is pretty uniquely like anticipated. It's not every day that you are a part of projects that are so aptly scrutinized. You know what I mean? It's nice to have a large, expansive conversation. So it's been a long one, but it's been good.
Awesome.
Okay, so what I'm noticing is she's direct. Okay, she's direct. She's coming off very direct. But this is just the beginning.
I guess the first question is, why Princess Diana? Why at this point in your career?
That is the first question.
Yeah. Why Princess Diana?
Well, it wasn't my idea. I would love to take credit for that. But Stephen Knight wrote this really impeccable, oddly kind of perfectly constructed dream And it was one that was like, just full of curiosity and projection, because obviously nobody knows what happened when these people went inside and went into their own homes and had their own private lives. But obviously, like, the information that we do have is titillating and obviously, like, hard to decipher. Therefore, we've really, like, leaned in a big way. And why? I mean, it's definitely it's a movie about a woman running very, very swiftly towards embodiment, and it's kind of the first time in cinematic history that we're allowed to kind of open perspective and really take a look inside a more complicated version of what it is to live inside a female body under such scrutiny. And it just seems like kind of a good time to examine that life.
How much did you identify with that aspect of?
All right, I'm already calling direct. I'm going direct. ICP is still on the board. It's still on the board.
For life, because obviously there's a lot of similarities there of, like, living in the spotlight under constant eyes always on you. How did you prepare for that?
I think from an outsider's perspective, it's very easy to draw parallels. It's clear, our lives both.
Drawing parallels, that would be an abstract statement there. All right, parallels, patterns. Okay.
Constant eyes always on you. How did you prepare for that?
I think from an outsider's perspective, it's very easy.
And from an outsider's perspective, that's SE. Okay. And the reason why that's SE is because that's an outside perspective. It's not her perspective. Okay, she's talking about an outside perspective. So we've had a video breaking down why SE is objective and why SI is subjective. Okay, so it's about the own personal experience being SI. And when you're talking about other things, those are things that we can conclude are objective, like this book right here. All you guys can conclude that this is a book here. That's SE. So SE users are going to be talking more on that perspective, okay, instead of like their own personal subjective experience. No one can verify or validate your own personal experience, okay? So when you hear a lot of personal experiences, that's SI.
Easy to draw parallels. It's clear, our lives both include many cameras, but the reason those cameras are there and what they're photographing is the impetus is so starkly different. I'm always very selfishly seeking and exploring my desires, and whether that's in the form of making movies or, floundering around in public being a normal person, I have no actual definitive moral expectations. You know what I mean? Like, I think to be a princess and a part of such an institution, and to be encouraged to exemplify an ideal that doesn't exist, but one that you were raised to believe in, and then sort of very quickly come to terms with the fact that it's farcical, is really painful. And to do that at such a young age, like I never had to come to terms with any sort.
Oh, you got a vocabulary on you. Ooh, yeah, you got a vocabulary on you. That's interesting.
Sort of like clearing up of. I never had to have such a mass disillusionment in public. I, make movies and therefore people take my picture a lot, but that's, I'm not running away from anything. I'm not running towards myself in a desperate sort of attempt to become a real person. I'm actually just being a real person in public most of the time. Yeah. So that's, easy to compare, but I think like the reason those cameras are there are just so different.
I have to allow you to speak fondly of the greatest Sally Hawkins that I've ever known, because I love her so much, and the villainous presence of Timothy Spall in this movie. How was it like working with them and these great British character actors?
Well, I felt so comforted by both of their presences on this set. I guess kind of as like a sort of sign off, like they were sort of the British front saying like, yes, you are allowed to play her.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, if you guys say it's okay, I guess maybe I can take a shot at this. Sally is an angel in this movie and in real life as well. Honestly, I think the things that are conveyed on screen that you don't have to fabricate and cultivate and fake are always the things that actually wind up being the best parts of the movies that we love. Sally walks into a room and I am alleviated. She is like a built-in best friend. I just think I had the opportunity to meet her on this movie, but when I heard that she was doing it, I was like, already like, great, that is built-in comfort immediately. Like, I don't even need to meet this woman. It would have been shocking if she was like a real jerk, because she's kind of everything that you want that person to be. And then Timothy is another just like seminal, daunting presence to have on set. Pablo is he just absolutely reveres this person. The first day he came to set, he was like, I have to tell you, I am extremely nervous today. I was like, why? What the heck is going on? It's like, oh, right, Timothy, it's a big deal. The fact that they signed on to this movie knowing that I was on it before did feel good, to be quite honest. I was like, I mean, look, these guys, like, not only are they like some of the best actors of our time, I feel that they wouldn't want to like betray their country. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I do want the Sally Hawkins, Kristen Stewart. Oh, that's awesome. I do want the Sally Hawkins, Kristen.
So what she was talking about right there, it did feel good. Okay, I'm gonna hit that for FI. Okay, and the reason why is because it's resonating with inner harmony, right? Those people appreciating her or valuing her made her feel good about herself. Okay, so I'm gonna hit her for FI.
To her buddy cop comedy, because if she's a built-in best friend, then that's what it leads to, right? We can have that movie and it'd be awesome.
We were consistently pissing in our pants the entire time we were making this movie. Like, yeah, we're just like constantly laughing. Like, she is so funny, and I think that both of us have kind of a particular odd, like, we're just both weird oddities. Like, I think I get emails from her occasionally because she hasn't been able to do the press for this movie. She's working on other things. Of course, people would like to. She's never going to stop.
She's SC, man. I mean, she's not talking from like her own personal perspective at all. So she's an SENI user for sure. Okay, like, where is the personal experience here? Where is the stories? It's all they were doing this, that happened, that, like, things that are objective, that everybody can validate that did happen, versus, subjective stuff. We're not getting that.
Working. But I get these emails that are these like stream of consciousness kind of strewn together poems. And I'm like, and she's just going, you're shining, continue to shine. We're receiving your light. I'm like, God, you are just too good.
That's why she is perfect. I get it. So you've worked with some incredible directors, David Fincher on Panic Room, Sean Penn, Into the Wild, Clay Duvall, Happiest Season. How does that all compare to Pablo Larraín, who is another great filmmaker and perfect human?
Yeah, he is really cool. He is somebody who has an incredibly it takes a pretty crazy, audacious person to commit so fully to a vision and then, encourage 100 different people to follow it for a number of years to its finality. And I mean, that's what a good director is. And he is a good director, but a good
director, go back as an ENTJ. Listen to that. Catch that. Did you catch that? Good director is an ENTJ. Listen to that. Mobilizing people to follow a vision in our parent. We love it.
It takes a pretty crazy, audacious person to commit so fully.
Pretty audacious. Okay.
To a vision.
That's an ENTJ.
And then, encourage 100 different people to follow it for
marshalling people
a number of years to its finality. And I mean, that's what a good director is. And he is.
Directors tend to be ENTJs.
A good director, but I would say in comparison to anyone else that I have worked with, in no way trying to diminish those experiences, but if we're focusing on this one, the combination of zero, or I guess the combination of a really strong ego, not zero ego, but one that is committed to itself and kind of self-assured, his tireless, like, just kind of psychopathically committed personality, like basically he has a commitment to vision and also an ability to pivot and experience things in life moment to moment and allow other people's motivations to find like roots in their desire. Basically, he sets up chaos and forges a path that is so clear at the same time that I kind of can't really make sense of it. I think in order to make movies like he makes, which really don't emulate others, I mean, you can find inspirations, but he makes his own films. They're so very much his. And I think that it takes somebody who's just like so confident and has the capacity to juggle a good 25 different people's inclinations towards a certain subject, in this case, Princess Diana, and stay on his path towards where he's going, but then also sort of allow room for exploration that, to me, just normally those two things don't go together. He's smart and he is confident and he's weird. And
when people say that he's weird, that means abstract. Okay, usually speaking, weird people, you're gonna go on the umbrella of abstract a lot of times. Okay, got this abstract shit going down.
To be committed to that in this business is rare, and he kills it.
Yeah, I call what he does. He's carved out his own lane as the horror biopic. Like it's real life, but a different side of it that we don't traditionally get to see. So it's interesting to hear you talk about him that way, because that's kind of it is chaos, but it's planned and it's precise,
ordered chaos. Yeah.
And what he brings. That's why the internet has been saying, like, I can't wait for you to make the Britney Spears version of this, because it's going to be very, hit close to home. How did you prepare for Diana? Obviously, besides just hitting the voice so precisely, what else did you do in preparation?
I mean, I absorbed her the best way that I could, and in the, again, like, not to just sort of use the same words over and over, but just in the most kind of like selfish way. She's such an attractive person. She had a born talent for just bringing people in and feeling like the distances between us close as soon as she enters a room. And I mean that theoretically, like,
you type Princess
there's
Diana.
There's something about what she brings.
We type Princess Diana infj, so obviously that makes sense for an infj to be doing that.
There's something about what she brings into physical space that just closes proximity. And that is a talent. That's
called diplomatic intelligence. That's part of the NFs. God damn it, woman. You're giving us so much other shit from other people. Those are gems, though. Those are gems.
God-given, beautiful talent. And there's no way to fully prepare for that. It's like I had to kind of allow people's impression of her, which pretty much aligns with what I just said. Everyone kind of loves her.
Yeah.
And just sort of trust that if you get one or two things correct, whether it's an affectation or the sound of her voice in a moment of elation or joy or sorrow, and kind of hope that people's memory of her is what they bring to the movie, because we don't tell the entire story. We don't hit every base.
Yeah. It's
kind of a strange 3-day fever dream. And the preparation was kind of absorbing every detail and then allowing ourselves to have the confidence to forget those details and just sort of do a tone poem about how she made us feel.
That's awesome. Did you see The Crown? Have you seen The Crown, and did that help or not help at all in preparing for this?
All right, direct responding to SE. We're responding. SENI. Okay. Unfortunately. Okay, so direct SENI, that means we're down to INTJ, INFJ, and ISTP.
I think that was like my first step into research. Like it's the most entertaining one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I hadn't seen it up until the point that we started engaging.
Yeah.
In regards to this project, but I think I watched the first 3 seasons in 3 days. Like I just binged it, and then in addition to that, it's just every memoir. There's 6 or 7 documentaries. Like some are good, some are bad. Yeah, because everybody already knows this story. We kind of were allowed to luxuriate in feeling and really pick and choose what we very particularly liked and loved about this person versus going like, oh, well, we need to make sure that we remember to tell everyone that this happened. It's like everybody fully already knows exactly all of the stuff that we could factually know. Therefore, now we just have to start being subjective. Talking about what people know. And lean in personally. And the research was pretty standard.
You're generating some Oscar buzz. I am the Film Awards editor, so I have to talk about this. It premiered at Telluride in Venice, and it received amazing reviews. Does something like Oscar recognition mean something to you? Do you feel excited by that prospect, or is it something you're just not really thinking about?
I don't give a shit.
No, even though it's good.
I don't give a shit. Pragmatic.
To happen regardless. Just want to put that out there, but yes.
Well, thanks for saying that. Watch,
yeah,
dude.
I know I'm not jinxing.
For the first time in my entire life, made a bunch of movies in my life. If you think about it, the one time everyone's like, "Dude, I think you're gonna get a nomination for an Oscar," and we wake up that day and you're like, "No, you didn't." I'm like, "Well, everyone told me that I was going to. I would never have expected something like that. Thanks for setting me up, bro."
I guess we were talking about Clouds of Sils Maria probably is during that run. That's the big snub that we talk about for you often.
Well, that's sweet.
It's good to have snubs under your belt. It's not just about getting nominated, it's about what you don't get nominated for.
For sure. I think there are so many, and I'm not saying this to weigh in any way. The Oscars are such a funny thing. There are so many incredible movies and performances that barely get seen. And it definitely says something about where we're at as a cumulative presence, what we're looking at, what we care about, whatever. It's always hard to, for me, I'm so, I don't know. I really appreciate that something that I was involved in has ignited such a large conversation.
Yeah.
We don't make movies to not connect with each other. And I think it's really common. I don't know what I project to, to perpetuate this. Yeah. But every time it's brought up, it's I'm sure you don't want to talk about this and this stuff doesn't matter to you at all. But what do you think about the thing? I'm I'm stoked. This is the first time ever. So I think it also, not to defer, but it absolutely speaks to her resonance. It just won't stop reverberating. I think, in incongruent.
The vocabulary on this motherfucker.
With her, her and I together doing whatever thing. I always think about her and wish that she had a best friend. And so in this case, even if it's within my own ridiculous imagination, I'm sort of look, you never got a chance to say this for yourself, but come on, let's give it another shot. I don't know. It's nice that people are talking about it to the extent that they are. And hopefully we win an Oscar for it too.
Listen, it'll be well deserved. Where are you on your directorial debut, The Chronology of Water? Because that has been announced for some time, and a lot of people, but I'll just speak for myself. I've been waiting for this a while. So,
cool.
When is it coming?
So we're casting right now. We have been putting it together, quote unquote. People at home can't see my air quotes. We've been thinking about this for a really long time. Some movies take a decade to put together. Yeah. I just jump every gun in my life and start sort of talking about stuff before it's relevant. But it's more relevant than ever now. We're casting the movie. We're finding our Lydia Yuknevich, who's the novelist, memoir writer. And look, it's taken a long time. I've wanted to make
that's a progression statement. I just jump the gun, so I just get going and then flesh things out as I go.
Some movies take a decade to put together. Yeah. I just jump every gun in my life, so I just get going and then figure it out as I go along. More focused on the journey than just the outcome. Start sort of talking about stuff before it's relevant. But it's more relevant than ever now. We're casting the movie. We're finding our Lydia Yuknevich, who's the novelist, memoir writer. And look, it's taken a long time. I've wanted to make a movie since I wanted to be the youngest director in the world.
I wanted to be the youngest director in the world. That's NI, and that's some TFI achievement. I wanted to be the youngest director in the world. I wanted this achievement to feel good about myself, because if I was the youngest director in the world, that would create some source of inner harmony for me.
I was 10 years old. I was like, watch me do this. I guarantee you.
See, that's an idea. Watch me do this. I'm going to do this. Does that mind you of somebody? Naruto? Believe it, man. I'm going to be Hokage. I'm going to be Hokage. And then eventually that dream became a manifestation, you know? And our users are manifesting things before they even get there. You guys just, you know, a lot of times people just think we're bullshitting, but when it happens, everybody's like, oh, I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. If anybody could do it, it'd be you.
And every actor I worked with being like, would you work with a director that was like under 18? And they were like, no. But
damn those guys.
I'm so stoked though. It's taken the time that it's needed, and yeah, I mean, fuck, I guess there's nothing else I can really say. Like we're casting it, we're taking it out next week to get it, to get someone to pay for it. And we don't even need that much. It's a really small movie. It's something that travels. It's something that I would have wanted to be cast in when I was younger. If I read the script, if I had read this memoir and had anything to do with this as an actor, I would have just, that's kind of what I wanted to design in doing this. Is like I want to write a character. I mean, look, it's derived from a beautiful memoir, but the only reason to make a movie out of a written piece is to do something different. And so in making this thing, I was just like, dude, I want to write something that if I was a little bit younger, 5 years younger, that I would kill to do. And I think I've done that. Okay. And I just want to find the girl to just like really kickstart and get going. And it's a really beautiful book. If anyone listening to this hasn't
they'll do anything you tell them to
heard of it, go read The Chronology of Water. It's stunning. Will
you be doing a Hitchcockian type of cameo in the movie to have like just have you pop up somewhere?
No.
No. Okay. Fine.
No, there's actually no part for me. I guess. Depending on who plays Lydia, I could maybe play her older sister, but no, I don't. I keep trying to figure out a way to get in there, but I don't want to. No, I don't think so.
All right. Can you tell us anything about David Cronenberg's Crime of the Future? I think that's also on your docket.
Can't believe I made my way into that movie. So, I mean, that's somebody who I've just revered forever, and he's such a lovely, gentle,
revered forever. That's an FI statement.
Beautiful soul, and such a freak. And this movie is a real return to form for him. You know, it's been a couple years since we've had a movie from him, and it's I mean, I've heard him now say like that he didn't peg the term body horror, but it really is like kind of horrifically body centric, but in a way that's very, I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to describe the movie at this point. We haven't talked about it much. We've just made it. And sometimes when you do this, when you go through this process, it's kind of how you figure out what your project is about. But this is something that really, really delves deep into kind of evolution and where we're going as a race, and yeah, having said that, I really can't wait to see this movie. The whole cast would have dinner at the end of every day and go, what is
that? Is Essie, the whole cast, like I said, that's an objective experience. Someone can validate that they did that.
Like the whole cast would have dinner at the end of every day and go, what is this?
What are we doing here?
You know, what are we doing? It's basically like you take like Sapiens and then mix it up with like some sort of psychosexual Vigo situation and Cronenberg's vast intellectual curiosity, and it's an incredibly ambitious, sexy, provocative, strange, kind of terrifying look at where we might.
I'm going creative subtype for this woman too. Definitely creative. I wonder if Madeleine's a creative. We thought maybe she's creative, leaning more dominant. We'll see.
Might be in a ulterior futuristic world.
A David Cronenberg movie.
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
Thank you.
No, that sounds amazing. Feel free to completely lie about this next question, but I just have to ask you. You went to school with my co-host of The Take, Elizabeth Wagmeister. You were in PE together.
Oh my goodness.
And I want to know, was she good at dodgeball?
I wish I knew. I was just looking at the floor at the time.
But you guys were in PE together.
Really?
So
do you know what school we were in? What grade?
junior high, I think she
like
said.
Sixth grade. Because I went to sixth and seventh grade.
Sixth grade, because I think you left right after that.
Oh,
She shared on the episode.
So I went to 2 middle schools, Parkman and A.E. Wright. Parkman was great for me. I loved it. I had such
Were
a
they
good
both
time.
in the Valley?
Yeah, but one was Deeper Valley. One was sort of bridging like Malibu, and so the second
It's
one,
it's the other one.
the first
then.
one,
Yeah.
the better one.
Yeah.
Not to be whatever about A.E. Wright alumni, but A.E. Wright was like the girls were in Gucci jeans. Malibu was 10 minutes away, and I wanted to go home forever. And Parkman was like a really cool school in which PE was still uncomfortable and strange, but I mean we were 12, so.
So we don't know if she was good at dodgeball or not.
I wish, man. I wish I wish you had a picture of her. I'm sure.
I do have a picture of her.
Well, but when she was 12.
Oh, I can't show you that. I don't have. That would be weird. I don't know if you're aware. There's currently, right now, as we sit here, an internet campaign for you to play the Joker in a Batman.
I think that may have slipped up there. That might be some FE trickster there. Fucking, are you serious? You can't have a fucking picture of a 12-year-old walking around.
It was like the girls were in Gucci jeans. Malibu was 10 minutes away, and I wanted to go home forever. And Parkman was like a really cool school in which PE was still uncomfortable and strange, but I mean we were 12, so.
So we don't know if she was good at dodgeball or not.
I wish, man. I wish you had a picture of her. I'm sure.
I do have a picture of her.
Well, but when she was 12.
Oh, I can't show you that. I don't have. That would be weird.
That'd be violating the social norm, motherfucker. What the hell wrong with you? FE trickster ass.
I don't know if you're aware, there's currently, right now as we sit here, an internet campaign for you to play the Joker in a Batman movie. Are you aware of this, and do you have any interest in playing the Joker if they ask you?
I mean, I love the energy behind that. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, dude, it's really been done so well, you know?
But not by Kristen Stewart.
But I mean, I love that gusto. Let's figure something else out. You know what I mean? I'm totally down to play like a freaky, scary person.
But not the Joker.
Well, but like not the most stoked I've ever been. No, let's do something new.
All right. I like the sound of that. I have some fun questions for you because it's always good to.
I wonder is that because her ex played Batman and then she played the Joker? That'd be kind of weird. Maybe I wonder if that's something that was going on there.
Know you a little bit as a person. Favorite comedy movie of all time?
Oh my goodness. Bringing Up Baby.
Ooh. Movie that
was an FI question there. Okay, ISTP's FI demon. It would take them fucking forever to figure out their favorite. Okay, take them forever.
Makes you cry every time you see it.
Me personally, I don't even watch comedy movies, so I can't even fucking help you there.
Inside Out.
Really? I
watched the last 7 minutes of that movie recently on my way to a press day, and I was like, yeah, I've seen that movie a million times, but like,
so that's an SI experience there.
Even just the last 7 minutes, I was like, I can't have this. Someone turn it off.
Would you do a Pixar movie ever?
Yeah, of course. They're brilliant. Yeah, I love them.
You should do. That'd be awesome. Favorite cereal?
Oh, Apple Jacks.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
I like both. I love the sort of ritualistic aspect of it. I've never been like
ritualistic aspects of it. That'd be, I guess you could say systematic, and you could probably say that could fall in the realm of abstract.
Coffee every morning type person. But then I recently got into making it. I love making the coffee, smelling the coffee in the kitchen, having the whole process go down.
Oh,
I like drinking.
I love the progression, the process of it. Okay, we got you there, lady. We got you.
I've never been a coffee every morning type person. But then I recently got into making it. I love making the coffee, smelling the coffee in the kitchen, having the whole process go down. I like drinking it.
Smelling the coffee would be an SI experience there.
But take it or leave it.
The actress you are dying to work with but have not yet.
I was asked this the other day, and so it kind of, because this is a tough one, there are many. But I did a sort of joint interview thing with Kirsten Dunst, and someone asked me that, and I was like, or someone asked, like, any actress living or dead. And I was like, dude, Kirsten, I've been dying to work with you for my whole life.
That's my dream. Stop it.
I love her so much. Yeah.
I had her this season on the Award Circuit podcast, and she is just as great as I'm sure you know she is.
As you want her to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love her so. And you guys are going to be hopefully getting your nominations at the same time, your first. So this is just perfect timing.
The fact that she has she not had a nomination?
No, it's criminal.
I would put money. I'd be like, of course she has. I just don't know which one. And then you're like, oh right, because she hasn't had one.
She's owed 3.
Yeah, she's owed 3.
3. Interview with the Vampire, Melancholia, and The Beguiled.
I was thinking Melancholia straight up. I was like, how is that possible?
It's a terrible fact. But
think about it. Look, not to diminish the whole Oscar thing. So I'm saying some of the best movies ever made, like some of the best performances ever to have gone down. There's 5 spots. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Yeah. If you can be given any
spots, what the fuck are you gonna do? It's pragmatic.
Any role, even if you were ill-equipped to play the role, what would you take?
It's not fun to play parts you're ill-equipped to play. It's really uncomfortable.
Have you had a few of those? No.
Maybe within my own insecure brain at the time thoughts. No, not really. I think everything I've done, I think I should be doing those things. A part that I would be ill-equipped to play but would still want to play. I don't know. If you could think of it. I mean,
no, it just sometimes people have
rapid fire is hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Movie musical that you would take on.
Okay, on my way over here, I was thinking about a memoir that I read a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And someone was putting together the project as a series and thinking that each episode could sort of be non-related to...
I read this before I came over at TE.
The last...
Somebody was putting together SE.
Kind of go out of chronological order, have a different director for each one, and kind of just span a life.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell you what it is because I texted my agent on the way here and I was like, whatever happened to that? I think we could get it going now.
And I had the answer for you and everything. I want you to do Waitress if it gets adapted into a musical.
Waitress,
the Kerry Russell that got made into the Broadway musical.
Yeah.
I want them to do the movie musical. And I think you could do it.
I love Kerry Russell. I think she's working with Liz Banks right now. I don't know on what, but I saw on Liz's Instagram that they're doing something together and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Okay. And then last question. There's always something that is kind of brewing in Hollywood and brewing in the social media space that people should be more aware of, but are not. What is that one thing right now that you want to make people aware of that they are just not focused on at the moment?
Oh, wow.
It could be a cause.
I was going to say, Jesus, this could be intense if I wanted it.
Yeah.
I'm going to step away from intense because it's been a little intense lately and say that there is a movie called Saint Maud that I think is just one of the best movies I've ever seen. And I don't know why it wasn't, because this is what happens. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah. Best movie FI.
Everyone's going to see Spencer, but no one's talking about. So Saint Maud is one of the coolest movies I've seen in a really long time. And it's a first-time director, writer, who actually just had the privilege of meeting recently.
All right, I'm done here. I'm done. Okay, she is direct, responding, abstract. Okay, the vocabulary on that one: systematic. Okay, pragmatic, direct, progression. Okay, she's more into the progression of things. Okay, SENI and TEFI, even put on the spot. Pretty quickly she was able to answer her favorite or best things or things that she would like. That's usually an FI type thing. Why someone who's FE, TIFE, they may not understand exactly what they value, right? Or what's their, favorite. That's one of the things we like to do to people we suspect are low FI. We'll be like, yo, man, list your 3 favorite this or list your 3 favorite that. If that FI is low, you're going to struggle to answer that question. If it's high, like an INFP, they can answer that shit like, bam. Okay, so we got her as same as Madeline. She's INTJ. I think she's creative subtype though. Okay. This woman's very well read. Okay. Vocabulary on that woman is quite good. So we're gonna hit her for creative. Okay. We got a creative INTJ. That's fun. For overall, I'm gonna give her above average. INTJ, so for the ranking, above average. What else are we missing? We got Enneagram here. This is gonna be fun. I usually hit fucking INTJs for 6 sexual. I really usually hit their ass for 6 sexual or 6 in general. People, I follow Beatrice Chestnut, right? Some people follow different people. I follow her work. So that's the reason why I hit most INTJs with fucking 6. But today, I guess I'll follow what Madeline has for herself. I'll get her 5 SP. Okay. Yes, 5 W4 because 5 W4 SP. But generally speaking, I like to hit them motherfuckers with 6, okay? But that's what we got her for. Kristen Stewart, above average INTJ creative. And you can kind of see she's kind of socially awkward in that interview there. But it's great to see how she can communicate her words. Very well done. But we are done.